take the reins and take people through a little bit of
Please
handigraphs
do.
and
Key,
Hall of Fame bets.
I hand you
Hop and handy
the
a
digital
little bit.
keys here to walk us through what I think is going to be a first 5 total market here.
It might be. Okay, so tomorrow, let me first of all, spoilers. The filter that I wanted to show everybody's already on. So what you guys are looking at now is Handigraphs. That's handigraphs.com. Use the code HGDads. I know we're giving you a lot of codes. And then HOF app is Hall of Fame bets. These two things work. They just work. They work very well together. I was about to say like salt, oil, and vinegar, but I don't know if that's the right thing to say. So what I want to show you though, you're just looking to discover a bet. We're going to talk about first fives and sides. There's a filter on Handigraphs that I've created, which is effectively, called it low contact, low runners. You can also see my filter that says pitchers getting killed, which we'll talk about another day. But low contact, low runners is basically, I have filtered out pitchers that have a K rate greater than 20%, a whip that is less than 1.5. As I like to tell everybody, yes, I know 1.5 whip is generally not good, but if I went any lower than that, you would have absolutely no pitchers on here other than Paul Skeens. And actually Sonny Gray, but that I don't want to dig up memories about him being whip leader that are not going to happen. But also a BABIP less than 275. So this is basically what I have here is guys that can K a lot, guys that don't really let a lot of the guys on base, and guys that don't give up a lot of contact. And I'm using this so that I can figure out how I'm going to look at pitchers for tomorrow. Once I have this, I am going to Hall of Fame bets. I'm seeing here's some of the pitchers that are on this. This is I have it set.
You're looking at this only on season, or are you looking at this and
I started with season just to get an idea.
Yep,
and then I go to my go-to, which is last 3. And then so we basically have this is exactly what you want to end up happening. You have a full slate tomorrow, and now we've gotten down to like, here are pitchers that I would really like to target for unders, whether it's certainly unders on the team that they are facing, maybe unders for the game. So let us look now. We can see if any of these guys are playing each other. We've got, let's see, no one is playing each other, but these are pretty elite ones in here. And then funny enough, what you'll notice is the whole goal of this exercise is to find guys that you wouldn't have thought are actually working well towards unders because of different things like hard hit metrics. Max Scherzer is one of these guys that's like getting guys out. So, all right, we're going to go to Hall of Fame. Share this tab instead.
And if you wanted, by the way, to like find a game in there, since none of them are actually playing each other, but you can always obviously go in and update the filter and maybe make the whip, for example, a little bit higher, so you can start to see maybe some other rows in there.
Yes,
right? So like that's something I try to do too. It's like if I don't see a game, that I can go click and get just the 2 rows. I'll just go into the filter, make just a slight tweak, and then see if I can get any more guys that maybe just miss that criteria. So then you can still factor that in.
Sure. And the good thing about Handigraphs is like you can do whatever you want.
Of course.
You can figure it out. So what we have in here is unequivocally, though, we have guys that are doing pretty well, not letting a lot of base runners on. So I'm going to share this tab. I'm going to share the Hall of Fame bets tab. I'm going to do a scan on some of the totals. And what I'm looking for is because these are metrics built around an under, I'm going to look for games where it looks like the total might be a little high. I'm not interested in a game that has like a 7.5 total or a 7 total. I'm looking at 8.5. I'm looking at 9.5 because what I'm thinking is that I basically have a good edge on, hey, one of these pitchers is actually extraordinarily better and is probably not going to allow a lot of runs. So where I'm going right now, and I know that I might get burned on it tonight. We'll see that there's the under 8 in the Atlanta game. There is, let's see.
And you can look for like a cheap under 8 too, right? Like it's not, if it's like under 8 minus 120,
yes.
that's obviously.
I'm not ignoring it. I'm just trying to see how I can flex it. Oh, so here's a great one. Okay, so we have this. This is a good one. So this Dodgers one is not bad, but let me see. Let me just see if there's one other one. The Savali versus this Guardians one might be a good one. Is that one up? Not all of them are up, or no?
What's the Cardinals one? Wasn't the Cardinals Mets? Or sorry,
no, Brewers and Mets. By the way, that's a very big series for our futures.
For both teams involved.
Okay. Oh, so you know what it is? Okay. This is a good one actually. Let's do the Guardians because it's the Guardian because we got
I knew you
and
were going to end
Savali.
up on this White Sox game.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
the White Sox, I keep every day like, I just don't agree with that price of
I just
this
don't. Well,
total or
so
of
I'm
this
looking at
money
so
line.
we got an 8.5 total, and Handygrass is basically telling us, yo, watch Savali because he's been really he's been good. And his last 3, we kind of moved this. I moved it to a home split, and his home splits haven't been as great, but overall, like the guy is still doing it. He's not walking guys. His first pitch strike metrics are still very good. And now I'm gonna look through. So I like this under 8, and I'm effectively putting it in my cart. And then I'm gonna go through to the game lines here and look through. And what I'm really looking at is trying to see a lot of the lines, because we're doing this the night before, a lot of the lines aren't open yet. So we don't have a ton of we don't have like a first 5 alt under, which is something that I would probably want to take right here. But one of the things that we're able to do, like obviously just based on the top service, we can be able to see, okay, well, here's what some of the hit rates look like, and here's some of the things, and then we can filter around and have some fun with this. I like to see again, like when I get here and I get to the screen, I'm like, all right, well, what's happened in the last 10 games for both these teams? Got Tanner Bybee, who has gone from an 86 rating to a 77, so he's getting a little bit worse. And then you got someone like Savali who's getting also a little bit worse, but his K rates have been going up, or his outs per game has been going up. So he's been going deeper into games. A lot of this stuff, Bybee's kind of fallen off a cliff when it comes to.
I've got by the way, the
you know what's standing out to me? Well, here's the thing that stands out to me though on it. Both these guys are really good nerfy pitchers.
Do you want to guess, by the way, what the first 5 total is here?
What is it? 4. I'll guess it. 4.5.
Bingo, 4.5.
Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Alt under so you can get a under 4 at. I think. Well, I'm sorry. 4 is only offered at Pinnacle. So I mean, if you have Pinnacle, great.
Yeah, it's not up yet. So
but for FanDuel, you can get a under 3.5 for plus 164. It's about 15 cents different than rest of market. And if you want to do under 4.5, that's the main one. You can get that at minus 110 right now on both FanDuel and Bet365.
Nice. Well, that's probably then what I'm going to do. I'm just looking through. I'm lost in the sauce on the HOF Bets data right now, and I'm pretty much enjoying it. But this is going to be a little bit on a nerfy tomorrow. And I'm going to do a half a unit tomorrow on the nerfy, and then I'm going to do actually if you look at the head-to-head, it's going under 8.5 more of the time too on them. And these teams know each other divisional. So yeah, give me this. Give me that under based on this on a game that might go over, but I think I definitely want that first half in there. I don't want to mess around with anything else in there. So that is that's pretty much it. That's it. I don't know. Is there anything else that I should be that you saw that you were thinking about that I should show anybody on this? I wanted to kind of get that in there so that people can see, how.
I think the only other thing I wanted to bring up, it's not so much even with Hall of Fame bets, but just something that like you and I were just talking about this earlier this week when we were doing a little lab together, which is, so this is for, you just walk through an under. If you're looking at an over for the first 5, another market you should definitely be thinking about betting is the first 2 blank. So for example, this week, we had we lost this bet, which also in excruciating fashion because the Rays scored.
The Rays scored 3. Yeah,
Rays, Angels first, and then we had Angels first to 4 because we were fading Boz, which was the correct read. It's just that Anderson blew up a little bit too fast, and then literally right as he blew up, Angels scored 4 runs. But if you're looking at an over in the first 5, or if you like a specific team a little bit more, but money line price, maybe they're a favorite. Maybe you don't necessarily like the alt run line. That race to 3 or race to 4 is kind of a good one because it is a way for you to kind of attack it at a different angle or price. But it's really the same thing that you're betting on, which is that you like a team to score a bunch of runs in the first 5 innings.
Yeah, I think so I'm going back to this. There's actually might be some solid value on. It's kind of weird because it's going to be it's competing sort of elements. On this, I'm gonna have some fun with these garbage games tomorrow. With some of these garbage games